Pre- and post-drive procedures. In this chapter, you will learn the following. 1. Pre-drive safety inspection. 2. The proper approach to the vehicle, as well as the adjustments necessary when preparing to drive the vehicle. 3. Starting the vehicle as well as securing the vehicle. Blind zones of your vehicle. Your vehicle has a blind zone that wraps around the entire vehicle that makes it impossible to see anything that may be within 2 feet if not more of your car. A pre-drive walk around your car is a must to avoid conflict and/or accidents that may occur as you pull out of your parking space. Pre-drive walk around your vehicle. Prior to getting into your vehicle, you want to do a pre-drive walk around your car to make sure there are no hazards or damage to your vehicle prior to getting in and leaving your parking space. How to approach your car when parked on street. When approaching your vehicle from a sidewalk, you want to approach your vehicle from the back, walking along the sidewalk towards the front of your car and then around your hood as you get into the street to face oncoming traffic going towards your driver's side door. This allows you to keep yourself safe from potential hazards that may affect your ability to safely open your door and get into your vehicle when parked on the road. What to look for when in walk around. When doing a walk around, you want to check for the following. 1. Sleeping cat/animals. 2. Fluid leaks, brown, green. 3. Kids' toys, bikes. 4. Sharp items that may stick to tires, nails, glass. 5. Flat or low tires. 6. Damage to car, broken headlights, scratches. Identifying fluids. If you see liquid on the ground coming from under your vehicle, make sure to identify the type of fluid that may be leaking. Clear. If the fluid is clear and you drove recently, it can be condensation from your vehicle's AC system. Brown/black. If the liquid is brown or black, it may be a sign there is an oil leak. Have it corrected by a mechanic. Red. If the fluid is red, it can be a sign that it's transmission fluid or power steering fluid. Have it corrected by a mechanic. Green. If the fluid is green, it could be an indication that there may be a leak in your radiator. Have it corrected by a mechanic. Tire inflation level. If during your pre-drive you see that your tire may be low, you can check the pressure. Prior to checking pressure, look up your car's check recommended winter/summer air pressure recommendation in the owner's manual or inside the door panel of driver's side door. Tire tread. Tread wear indicator. Tread depth. 4/32 inch. Replace at. Maintenance. 6,000 miles. Roaded every. Warning tires need to be replaced. Consider purchasing new tires. Tire aging. 6 years. Recommended. Air pressure. 30 days. Check every. Car maintenance checklist. Car maintenance checklist. Year. Make. Model. Service. January. February. March. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. November. December. Check monthly. Oil level. Hoses. Belts. Tire pressure. Coolant antifreeze. Air filters. Tires. Check every 3 months. Oil/filter. Windshield fluid. Battery/steering fluid. Brake fluid. Transmission fluid. Battery cables. Car maintenance checklist. Car maintenance checklist. Year. Make. Model. Service. January. February. March. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. November. December. Check every 6 months. Wiper blades. Head/brake lights. Horn. Brakes. Spare tires. Exhaust system. Shock absorbers. Check for non-secured objects inside car. When getting into your car, you want to inspect for any non-secured items that are bulky and could pose a potential hazard. Objects that hang from your rearview mirror, items that are bulky and have edges and corners can be dangerous if involved in an accident. Items that are not secured when involved in an accident can injure or kill an individual if not properly secured. You also want to address objects that may block vision, such as boxes in the back seat that block your view out the rear window. Driver readiness task. 1. Close and lock all doors, protects all passengers from intruders. 2. Insert key in ignition. 3. Secure loose objects. 4. Adjust seat position. 5. Adjust head restraint. 6. Adjust mirrors. 7. Turn on climate control for good ventilation. 8. Fasten seat belts. 9. Driver complement readiness unit, review gauges, seats and mirrors video.
First thing you should do after getting in the car is to put the key in the ignition, if your car uses a key, so that you don't misplace it and that you have both hands free to adjust the other stuff. Just a note, make sure you adjust your seat before you adjust your mirrors. If you adjust the mirrors while the seat is not well adjusted, when you readjust the seat after, your angle won't be good anymore. In some cars, the lever to adjust the seat forwards or backwards covers the entire length of the seat. In some other vehicles, it'll be on one side or the other. Pull up on the lever and slide to the front or back to adjust the seat so that you're in a comfortable position. Then release the lever to lock it in place. Your arms and legs should be slightly angled. You can also adjust the angle of the seat back. The lever for that is usually at the crossing of the seat back and the seat, with the lever to adjust the seat height in front. But sometimes it might be the opposite, like in this case. Pull it up and lean forward or back to adjust the angle. Adjust it so that it is a bit angled to the back. Try not to adjust it so that it's too straight, because you'll tend to rest your head on the headrest too much. You should leave a bit of distance between your head and the headrest, since you'll have to move your head often while driving. A good rule of thumb is to keep more or less the width of your fist between your head and the headrest. As for the headrest height, the top of the headrest should be aligned at least with the top of your head and not lower. You can also adjust the height of your seat in some vehicles. You guessed it, lift up to raise the seat, push down to lower it. And of course, all these adjustments may be electric on some vehicles. Now here's a mistake some students do, and that can be dangerous, especially for shorter people. They adjust their seat before going, but then they're not comfortable. So when waiting at a red light, they pull the lever and the seat jerks back. What happens then is that they can't reach the brake pedal anymore. And you know that with an automatic transmission vehicle, if you don't keep the brake pedal pressed while on the drive position, the car will move slowly. You can see where this is going, right? So in that case, wait a bit, stop by the side of the road in a safe place, and adjust the seat then. A lot of people think that this little lever is to adjust the mirror. It's not. It's for when somebody is following you with their high beams on, they'll blind you through the mirror. So you flip this lever, and you will still see behind, but you won't be blinded anymore. To adjust the mirror, you grab it by the plastic around it. Avoid putting your fingers directly on it, as you should with any mirrors or glass. You'll get it dirty with grease. Try to adjust the central mirror so that you see as much as possible from the rear window. As for the side mirrors, they can either be electric or manual. On electric ones, you'll usually have the buttons to adjust them either next to the steering wheel, like here, where this button selects which mirror you want to adjust, and this one adjusts it. It can also be on the door. You select which mirror you want to adjust by sliding the button left or right, and you adjust it with this button. It can also be next to the mirror, like here. Note that in this case, there's an off position to the button right in the middle. So if you're moving the button and nothing's happening, it's probably in the off position. You move the button like a joystick to adjust the mirror. All these buttons might also be in other places, depending on the vehicle, so check your manual for that. If the adjustment is manual, the lever will be right next to the mirror. Adjust the side mirrors so that you see just a bit of the back of your car. While that is not absolutely necessary, it can give you a reference point to figure out your distance from other vehicles. That's especially useful when parking at 90 degrees backing up. A mistake students do often when adjusting the side mirrors is that they lean their body forward while adjusting them. The thing is, when you get back to your normal driving position, the angle won't be the same. So try to always adjust the mirrors with your body in the same position you'll have when driving. If you have a manual adjustment, you'll have to lean forward to adjust the mirror on the opposite side. So adjust it, get back to your driving position, recheck it, and repeat those steps if necessary. I hope you liked this video. Be safe, and thanks for watching.
Woka pant protection, safety belts, airbags, car seats, head restraints, technology, ABS, electronic stability control, traction control, radar, backup cameras. Child safety seats, rear-facing safety seat, forward-facing safety seat, booster seat. Safety seats should be properly installed in the back seat. Never place a child/infant in the front seat. All children who are under 8 years old and less than 57 inches, 4 feet 9 inches in height are required to be in a child safety seat. Car seat safety video.
Over the past weeks, we've seen more and more about the importance of car seat safety, from when to turn your child's car seat around to how old they need to be before moving them off the car seat in general and moving them into something like a booster seat. Joining me now is Holly Black with Consumer Science to give some insight into how to make it a safe ride. So car seat safety, these right here are booster seats. Explain these.
Yes. Okay. So state law says a child has to be in a child safety seat restraint until the child's 8 years old or 4'9". So we're looking at most kids being 8 before they can get out of seats. A lot of times that older age, from 4 to 8 years old, there's a gap there that they're not sitting in seats, and we see a lot of misuse. Vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for children under 14 years old. So the proper use of a booster seat in particular, or a child restraint, can help reduce that.
And so what is the difference between this car seat and this booster seat that you have?
Okay, so I brought two different versions. They're both booster seats. This one, it just has the back on it. This one has added protection for your head, neck, and spine for the child in a collision. So anywhere from 4, once the child gets 4 years old and 40 pounds, then they would be where they can sit in the seat. We want them to keep in the seat until they're a little bit older, till maybe 7 or so, before they graduate to a backless booster seat.
A backless booster seat, okay.
The purpose of the booster seat is to boost the child up in the vehicle seat in the car, because the seat belts are made to fit adults, and they do that well. But when a child graduates out of a seat, the vehicle seat belt won't fit the child correctly.
And a lot of people may look at it too in terms of, all right, I have a child who may be reaching the age limit but is not the weight limit. What should they focus on best?
Right, and just because if they reach 8 years old and they think, well, law says I can graduate out of the seat, the vehicle seatbelt may not sit completely correctly how it should be. To know that, there's a couple of tips to go by. When the child sits in the seat, you want their knees to come over the very edge of the car seat. You want the seat belt to come across the shoulder strap, to come straight across the middle of their chest, because sometimes if it cuts into their face, they'll flip it behind them or under their arm.
Right.
And then they can have additional problems if you are in a crash and that seat belt, the shoulder strap's not properly in place.
And in terms of installation, parents reading the manual, how important is that to make sure that they install it correctly?
It's really important. 1 out of 4 car seats are incorrectly installed. So, and not at the fault of the parents, because the parents try and they want the best for their child, of course. But there's lots that go into the different car seats and the different vehicles and how all that meshes together. So, so there's some options for that. If a parent maybe has some questions on how to install the seat, they can notify a child safety seat technician in their area, and you can find those online and within your county, and then you can get your seat checked to know if it's properly installed.
All right, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Up next, we could be in